Uhniv is a city in Sokal Raion, Lviv Oblast of western Ukraine. Population 1007. Uhniv is the smallest city of Ukraine apart from a couple of cities in the Chernobyl Exclusion Zone in northern Ukraine. It is part of the Sokal Raion and is located 22 kilometers from Belz and 21 kilometers from Rava Ruska. The capital of the district is Lviv. It is located almost on the Ukrainian-Polish border. It was passed to Ukraine as a result of the 1951 Polish-Soviet territorial exchange. History. At the end of 2nd century AD, the Goths invaded Galicia. They conquered the Uhniv area and settled there. At the end of the 4th century, the Huns conquered and replaced the Goths. In the middle of the 5th century, the Slovenes took control of the area. In 1019, the area was conquered by Polish crown. Until 1462, the area was under ducal control. In that year, Belz was established as a capital of voivodeship under Polish rule. This district included the town that was later called Uhniv. The settlements in the Belz area belonged to various owners, some to the kingdom and some individuals called squires. In that year, King Casimir IV Jagiellon gave town privileges and the name Uhniv to the place, so the village became an independent town, free of wider supervision. The inhabitants were not under the squires' control but under the king's rule. In 1477, several villages were included in the general area of Uhniv. This area was extended in 1595. In 1914 there were more than 20 villages surrounding the town of Uhniv. In 1497 the Crusaders came to the district to help the Polish king against Turkish invaders. In 1548-9 the Tatars invaded. From 1648 to 1655 the area suffered from the Cossack uprising under Bogdan Khmelnytsky, hetman of the Zaporozhian, who joined forces with the Tatars against Poland. In the following years many wars took place there. For the first partition of Poland in 1772 until 1918, the town was part of the Austrian monarchy, in the Rava Ruska district, in Austrian Galicia province. The fate of this province was then disputed between Poland and Ukraine, until the Peace of Riga in 1921. A post office was opened in 1857. After World War II, along with the 1951 Polish-Soviet territorial exchange, the Soviet Union took control of the area. Jews of Uhniv. The Jewish community of now goes back very far. There is little historical evidence of this since the place is too small to be mentioned in Jewish or other records, but thanks to famous rabbis who are mentioned in various sources because of their importance, it is clear that a Jewish community existed there for at least 350 years and even had a rabbinical court and judge. In 1629 30 families, in 1648 to 9,100 families. Rabbi Shmuel Fivish, son of Rabbi Nathan Feitel, wrote in 1658 in his description of the Khmelnytsky massacres called Titar Yavin, for the enemy went to Majorov where there were about 100 families who escaped to Narol. For the enemy went to Patelij, also about 100 families who escaped to Narol. The enemy went to Rava Ruska which had 100 families and they also ran away to Narol. In Narol there were 600 householders, not counting refugees, altogether more than 5,000 families. As a result of our many sins, a terrible decree was issued and more than 10,000 people were killed, including women and children. For that the enemy advanced to Belz which had about 200 families. In addition, Belz had more than 10,000 families who escaped from other towns because Belz was a very strong city. but some died of hunger. Further, the enemy went to Uhniv, which had 100 families. They all were killed by their enemies. Further, the enemy went to Tishovets, which had 100 families, and killed most of them. The enemy went to Sokal, which had 100 families, who had behind a very thick wall which was built like a fortress, and so were saved. The Jewish community was rebuilt by Jews from the surrounding area. After calm restored, they came out of hiding, built new homes, and lived there until World War II.